guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to just talk about a really interesting um, video I came across on TikTok the other night. So there is this girl named, I think it's Nikolai. I'm not really sure how to say her name, but she is doing a social experiment where she is calling random churches, and she has a baby crying in the background, and she's asking them if they can help her with a can of formula. And I'll insert the video here so you guys can see the example, but she's calling a lot of churches.
So I'm calling your church to test if they would feed a starving baby. And right now we are calling the First Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas to see if they would feed a starving baby.
First Baptist Dallas, this is Sheila. May I help you?
Hi, yes. I was calling to see if y'all by chance had any like baby formula.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I have a 2-month-old and I ran out of formula last night, so she's gone all night and all day without formula. I was wanting to see if there's any way y'all could get like a small can of baby formula.
I can transfer you to our benevolence. Hold on.
Okay. Like bringing in somebody else.
At the
The
tone, please
voicemail.
record
So
your
we're gonna call
message.
back.
When you finish. First Baptist Dallas, this is Sheila. May I help you?
Hi, yes. Nobody answered when you switched me over.
No one answered. Did
Yeah.
you leave a message for them?
No, I'm just trying to. I mean, she's gone all night and all day without formula, so I'm just trying to make sure like somebody can answer. So I didn't know if you could just let me know if it's something that y'all could do.
I'm not aware of any programs that we have like that to help you. Sorry.
Okay, hold on just 1 second while I turn off my baby. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually conducting a social experiment to see if churches would help feed a starving baby. Hello?
So, what would you like for me to say?
I mean, honestly, my next question is, are you pro-life? Is your church pro-life? That's the second time. That's why I'm kind of hung up on. Like, they don't even know what to fucking say.
So, as you can see, she's calling these churches with this baby crying in the background, not even asking for money, just asking for them to give her a can of formula. And unfortunately, most of the churches are saying no, which brought up a lot of thoughts and feelings for me that I was trying to process through. Crazy enough, the ones that are saying yes are like majority Black Baptist churches, some Islamic mosques, some Buddhist temples, and a couple of churches sprinkled in. And only 9 out of like the 40 she's called have said yes. And so, of course, this gives people a chance to say, well, you're pro-life, you're anti-abortion, but you aren't willing to help people once the baby has arrived. And honestly, that's true. That's true. And she's proving it's true. The second point is people are saying, what would Jesus do? Your churches are nothing like Jesus. You're not real Christians. You're hypocrites. You're fake. You're phony. And of course, I can see their points. But there's 2 different things to keep in consideration. Most churches are run by people who are hypocrites. They're Pharisees. They are outwardly religious, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves. They are whitewashed tombs. They are not saved, basically. They're trying to earn their way to heaven by their works, but simultaneously, they're not actually doing the works. They're just talking, basically. They're just talking with not much action in there. If they are doing works, it's when there's a chance to be seen. It's not in these quiet moments where a mom calls with a baby crying in the background asking for formula. It's when they are out in the community and there's cameras and there's photo ops and there's this and there's that. But when nobody's watching, they don't do what they claim that they do to get saved. They say it's all about the works. It's your walk. It's this. It's that. But at the end of the day, where the fruit that they're saying they have, they don't. So there's that piece of it. But then there's also, if they were to call somebody who is saved but wasn't able to help, didn't have the money, and they had to turn them away, that doesn't necessarily mean that person is a fake Christian, a false Christian, not saved, blah, 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 because we know that salvation has nothing to do with our works. It has to do with whether you believe the gospel or not. And anyone can be saved and outwardly not be a good person, because honestly, by the Bible standards, none of us are a good person. Some people are just a little bit, by our standards, on human standards, are a little bit worse or a lot bit worse. But when it comes down to it, none of us are a perfect. My phone died, so I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick here. But I was saying none of us are a perfect person. And so I have empathy for these church secretaries in that way, because we don't know if this is the 5th time they've been called today asking for something. We don't know if they've been scammed before. We don't know if the church secretary wishes they could help, but they themselves are struggling financially. So I try to think and put myself in their shoes in that manner, because I don't know if I were having a bad day or, broke myself, if I would just have to say, no, I'm sorry, we can't help either. I don't know if it's a small church, they may not have the funds for it. The mega churches, that kind of makes me a little bit side eye at them, because I know their churches pull in the funds and their pastors are living large. So I am empathetic for the people who are being, recorded in these situations. But at the end of the day, it shows that, Protestant churches largely are hypocritical. And a majority of them are ran by people who aren't even saved, because they're focusing on their works, but we're seeing that they're not even really doing that good works anyways. So it goes to show that Matthew verse where Jesus says, away from me, I never knew you, are meant for the people who, say, but I was a good person. I did all these good works. And Jesus is like, that's not what I wanted from you. That's not what I asked for you to be saved. That's not what I expected of you for you to be saved. So I'm going to wrap this up before my phone dies again, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll be back with another one soon. Y'all have a good one. Signed, your free grace sis.